about it this morning. I don't know if he heard any of it. It's a rock guy, so he probably wasn't up. But there's a Queensryche battle going on, like Famous Amos cookies, like lots of things. And you decide for yourself. We love the band. We've always supported the whole band. And in this case, Michael Wilton with Queensryche has most of the band and a new lead singer after they, I believe, fired Jeff Tate. And Jeff Tate goes out with a band and he calls it Queensryche 2. Not Queensryche 2, but Queensryche.
Also. That'd be a great name.
Also. So I understand it's in court. I don't know how much Michael can say, but really the real reason to talk to him is to promote the show that you can't see because it's already sold out.
But you can sure buy the album, and it's a good one. That's it right here you're listening to.
Listen to it just a little bit. Here we go.
Wretched against control, the corporate stranglehold, tempting the walls of fantasy. Be willing to surrender what you are for what you could become.
Wow. All right, their new lead singer, Joe, how do you say his
Todd
name?
LaTorre.
He sounds great, and he does sound like Tate.
He sounds like Todd to LaTorre to me, but yeah.
He sounds like Todd LaTorre to you? Look at you. I can see. All right.
I'm a little partial here on one of these.
Well, I kind of look. We like everybody, but this looks to be the band. Most of the
well,
band.
it is the band. Yeah.
Queensryche lead guitarist and founding member Michael Wilton. Yesterday, the band's new album with new lead singer Todd LaTorre was released to positive reviews by both critics and fans. This afternoon, he throws out the first pitch at Safeco before King Felix takes the mound, and tonight, the Ryche performs their official album release show for a packed, sold-out house at the Crocodile. There'll be more tour dates in the summer and the fall, and in November, there's going to be a court date to decide who owns the name and trademark of this great Seattle band that has sold more than 30 million records worldwide. I'm not sure everybody knows that. Isn't that like the same number that Heart has sold? That's a lot of albums.
Yeah, well, they've got a dozen major releases plus the original EP and some other live stuff. They've put out a lot of great music over the years.
Michael Wilton, hi, how are you doing?
Hey, my friends, how's it all going down there?
Not bad, not bad. First pitch at Safeco today, huh?
Yeah, actually, I gave that to our bass player, Eddie Jackson. Put him on the spot.
So you guys will all be there, but Eddie's going to be the one who actually gets to get up there and try to throw a strike.
That's right, and the pressure's on.
All right.
I don't know if they make him throw from the mound because I've seen on YouTube people duff it right in front of them. So
yeah, they have like a girls' tee for some people.
Oh, dude, that's
I've seen musicians do well though. The most recent one being Mike Wansley, local guy. Wands from Macklemore. He threw a strike. I mean, dead strike. So I think Seattle musicians do pretty good on this.
Well, let's hope because it'll be forever ingrained in the YouTube.
That's right. These days, you can't get away from that stuff. Michael, did you not want to do it? Did you say, "Oh, I don't want to get out there," or is it?
Well, Ed Bass is the sports guy in the band, and I just thought it'd be thoughtful for
you gave it
to go up there with the pressure on.
Yeah, so you gave it to the guy who it would mean the most to.
Yeah, in a sense, I think he's Mr. Sports, ESPN, 24 hours a day.
He probably knows this already, but just in case he doesn't, tell him to practice from a mound.
Well, I hope he's been practicing.
Yeah, I mean, it's night and day when you throw from a mound or not from a mound. That's what makes everybody, duck it in 4 feet short.
I know, and that'll be the day of sorrow if that happens.
All right, Michael. So, by the way, I just love your guitar. Listening to this new album, it just sounds amazing. The whole Queensryche versus Queensryche battle that's going on now, does it end up, is it just basically a legal battle and that's what's going to decide it?
It's kind of what it is. It all kind of comes down, to the who gets full ownership of the name, and then, it's kind of like a divorce, I guess, and then you got to determine valuations and settlements, and deal with the lovely King County court system.
Right. And so I suspect, I don't know that, I always say I don't know the details. Who knows what people's agreements are? But I suspect that the paperwork was never, there was never any great agreement. So it comes down to a judgment. There was never, it was never written down accurately who should own it, right?
Well, that's going to be determined by the court. We feel on our side that the majority of the corporations deemed to have the majority ownership.
Got it. And there's more of you. And in the past there have been other bands where this happens. And sometimes it depends on the situation. With Heart, they fired their band, and the gals kept the name. With I'm trying to think of another good example, but in Hart's case, it was something similar to you. Didn't you originally form the band and look for a lead singer?
Yeah, we are the in this Queensryche, the band. We are the founding members of the band.
And so the band existed before Jeff Tate joined it.
That is correct.
Okay, that'll be interesting. I have no idea how it's going to come out.
But it wasn't called Queensryche until Jeff joined, correct?
That's basically we were called the Mob.
Okay.
And then once the record deal with 206 Records, which funded the record, then we had to call it something else.
Right. Here's one thing
nothing was signed in concrete as of that point yet.
And that's why it's a dispute. But here's one thing I know for sure, Michael. I can tell you one thing for positive this morning. I can tell you that you, Todd, Michael, Scott, and Parker, you can all marry each other today and get federal benefits.
Nice. The Defense of Queensryche Act.
The Defense of the Defense of Marriage Act was overturned by the Supreme Court this morning.
Yeah, I've been getting some pings on my phone going, wow, they finally did something right. Wow, They finally did something wrong. So I don't know.
Funny, isn't it? Yeah.
It depends on who's tweeting. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that'll happen tonight. And then there's another show. And then is it ultimately up to the fans to decide based on the music?
The principal fact of the matter is, yes, in a nutshell. I mean, it's obviously there's going to be some confusion, but it's really just it comes down to how the market's going to play it out.
My idea, Michael, and I hate seeing lawyers get this much of your guys' money, for one thing. Let me say that. And I also
it's the way even in a divorce, it's always annoying.
I know.
The only winner is the
lawyers
lawyer.
wind up with the money. And I'll also say that I'm very biased in the fact that I like your guys' music the best. And there's no question about which band I think is superior. But I say you go into the Key Arena and you both play, and you play an hour, and you both play 3 of your new songs, and then you put the hits, Jet City Woman, Queen of the Reich, Silent Lucidity, all in a hat. You have like a draft, and it's like, okay.
You draft the songs?
Yeah, you get 5 songs, the other guys get 5 songs, and you both play 3 new songs. So you both play 8 songs, and you let the fans on TV or in the Key Arena or whatever have a vote, winner take all.
This is like the people's court. This is like deciding it in a mock court, and everybody would agree that this will be binding.
Right.
And you just say which band is better, and you trust the fan.
And instead of spending a bunch of money on lawyers, you make money on ticket sales.
And you fire the lawyers today. You just say, we figured out a better way to work.
And we banish the other band. Whoever loses, goes off. They can still be a band, but they got to come up with a new name, a new website, the whole bit.
Yeah, well, I kind of like the money thing. That's a
firing the lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, you could save a lot of money. And in a fair band off, you have to believe you would win.
Well, yeah. I mean, guys, I don't know, but yesterday our new CD just released in the United States, and on Monday it released over in Europe. And I'll tell you what, we're doing quite well, and we're very happy in this camp.
And
Yes.
it's great. And it's called just Queensryche, right?
That's it.
Yep.
It's
And
a statement. That's what
by the
we
way,
are.
the reviews are spectacular.
Yes. Basically, we haven't had these kind of reviews and excitement factor since a few decades ago. So it's really quite invigorating, and we feel that this has given us rebirth, as a creative element and as a business element too. You got to take care of the business aspect of things. So,
all right. So, Michael, if Joe, I mean, what Joe's proposing, you'd feel pretty confident that you'd prevail. If Jeff would agree to the same thing, can we set the whole thing up as a big showdown?
Well, I don't know if the lawyers involved in the King County court system would agree to that, but
oh, they'd love to see this. You know what? The lawyers are always, the judge is always looking at it. Can't you two work this out yourselves? Yes, we're going to have a concert. Right? You can do a big concert.
An octagon-shaped stage in the center of the building, steel cage around it. 2 enter, only 1 leave with the name Queensryche.
Let me put it to you this way. Do you think Jeff Tate would be worried and would not agree to it?
I can't really speak for him or that side. So, I have no idea.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of a little touchy there.
Yeah. It'd get a lot of publicity.
You're a smart man, Mike.
Michael Wilton. Michael, thank you. Do you still have your beer?
Yes, I do. I'm have a new incantation from a new brewery, Pacific Northwest Brewery. They will be pouring the whip ale later this summer. We're just getting all the logistics. The state laws, got to abide by them.
There's not going to be 2 separate cans of whip ale for sale somewhere, and I got to figure out which one I like better, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like Michael has a separate legal team for every aspect of his life right now.
Poor guy.
I feel bad about that.
Buddy.
I hope you still get to play the guitar as often as you like, though. You do, right?
Yeah. Well, I love the Northwest, and people joke and say it is the Soviet of Washington, but I love it.
All right. Queensryche and the release of their debut self-titled album from their new lineup available now. We'll put a link at bobrivers.com. Michael Wilton, all the best.
Thank you, guys.
All right, good luck with the Mariners today, even though you're watching the bass player throw it out. Take care. Bye.
All right, bye.